for today, we have the topic of the Mole Report, AI in Dark Web Threat Profiling with StealthMole. Right, so let me just go through the three main agendas for today. So first, we have MoleChat. It's still a beta version, but we have a AI function to analyze files from the unstructured data into text files, textual information that we can interpret. Then second, we have AI image recognition. So this one is split into two parts. First, we have image search by text, and we also have a feature to recognize and find similar images. And the third one, we have StealthMole MCP. So we've recently integrated our dataset with the cloud AI. And with that, we are able to power the engine, and we can make automated summary reports and also have detailed insights. And later on, it's not necessarily what we've developed, but I guess it's more on the cloud AI application on how we can make these into actionable and interactive results. That just to give you a small disclaimer, so all of these information are open source based, and attributions to the targets within the contents are not fully verified or guaranteed. They're for informational purposes only, and it's not intended to attribute or unmask any specific individual or group. And this one in particular is to show you guys the new technology. That's why we wanted to show you, even though if some of them are not up to the highest notch there, but we want to show you how we can slowly develop this and fully integrate in the future as well. So back to the content, we actually have our first one, which is MoleChat. So what is MoleChat? We have integrated the LLM AI function to analyze files. So what you can do, one of them could be to summarize and describe. We can turn lengthy or complex files into clear and concise text insights. Then we can also analyze them. AIs are excellent at extracting patterns, key points, and they can extract out actionable information instantly, where it's applicable. Then it also has its own native feature to translate and convert from any language to your preferred language. In this case, I'll be using into English, so that it'll be more interpretable for the larger audience. And then later on, as we adopt and train our models better, we'll be able to add more regional and cultural elements to better understand the context, which will give us more enriched insights from there. So overall, all in all, it's going to add up to boost our productivity in summarizing all of these information out there into one source, and then we can really save time and get more insightful understanding. So giving you, going through by a case study, what we're gonna do is go through a story of, is there any threat revolving StealthMole? So we're going to actually search based on our domain, stealthmole.com, to look for any form of information within deep web or dark web that deals with StealthMole related data. And then with that, we're going to employ MoleChat to see if we can derive more information out of it, and we can think of more applications as it develops later on. Okay, so just to give you a visual demonstration of how it's going to work. So first, what we'll do is we will select a file from our search at Dark Web Tracker, DT. And then you'll be able to see that we have a new button here. It's a MoleChat button, beta version. And then with that, it's going to make a new pop-up of the MoleChat chat function. And from this, you can think of it as any of the AI functions out there like ChatGPT, where you can just put in your own prompt about the file of concern, and then we're able to either summarize it, describe it in detail, maybe give in some more contextual knowledge, and then we can put them together to gain more understanding out of it. So from our platform, the same old one, we can create a new case. And from the empty page, what we're gonna do is starting out with searching our own domain, stealthmole.com. Right, so there are some appearances of stealthmole.com within somewhere out there in deep web or domain. And within these deep websites, most of them are just mirror sites, which means they're not actually valid in that sense. And then we have one particular one within breach forums that mentions that they are selling StealthMole premium accounts. So I'll be interested what he has to say. So according to this post, this person, Vadim Blia, is somewhat selling our premium accounts with all features included back in July 28th, 2024. It mentions that it has a limited number of requests. Every account has 92 days of subscription, which is interesting. We don't put that kind of fixed arrangement. So this person has some information about StealthMole, some outline of our features. It does make a bold claim that it saves all messages, which is not true. We do collect where it's approachable with our OSINT methodologies, but all is such a big statement to just put it out there. And then we can see more information like his Signal address, Telegram ID, Talks ID, session ID, and so on. So maybe this is a good start. What we can do, we can press plus. And with that, let's expand our search to see what else we can get out of it. So from what we've seen just now, we can see the ID, a session messenger ID, Talks ID, and some of the other deep web child URLs out there. So for this particular case, I'm going to do a deeper search into his Talks ID, since this is a more anonymized message channel that the dark web user would be preferred to use. So as I go through some of the linked URLs out there, I can see that not only this person has claimed to sell StealthMole premium accounts, there's a few appearance of government database breach. Let's see. New government mails, espionage, another deep website, XSS, some form of Puerto Rico police personnel, and so on. So as I scroll down, maybe let's say for this one, this one in particular, even though the title is in English, I can see that a lot of these secondary language being included here and there. And because I'm not a native language speaker for this particular language, I'm not exactly sure what this is about. So this is the part where either you can, copy and paste it into a Google Translate if that's the preferred mode. But instead, what we can do, we can simply press this button, MoleChat. Okay, let me put it out there together. Yep. Okay. So in this way, we're actually able to make a pop-out of this particular site into text in this case. So we can actually view this in text. And we can just simply put in a prompt, give me a summary of this given file. You can either press this button or you can type it out on your own. But since I just want to highlight that we can simultaneously do the translation, I'll add in this prompt in English. So let's wait for the results. As we wait for the results, I can just scroll down to see some other information. Let's take a look. So Moonfrost Trident is a keyword that Vadim person has been consistently using as well. So let me just go through that. There's been an appearance of the Telegram ID, Moonfrost Tyrant. Maybe this is important information later on. And then within this post, we can also see that this person has been using the alias of Moonfrost tyrant. So we can see with high confidence that it has been posted by the same person, and it links back to this actor called Vadim. Okay. So we're still waiting for the results to pop out. Okay. So just like this, we are able to get a summarized view of what the entire HTML into text has been trying to say. We can get an overview, the summary. This file is a captured forum from breach forums tagged as SQL. So it also identifies that it is by the user of Moonfrost Tyrant. So that's good. And then we can see that this person has used another Telegram user ID in this case. And then it can summarize into key points saying that there's leak attribution, access issues, poster response, community reaction. So I guess this is like more of the comment section, moderation notes, and so on. So it also points out some of the notable excerpts for us. So credits on Telegram that he leaked it. There's some sizable amount of data that is leaked out there. So the MoleChat conveniently translates this to us. The link is no longer available, too late, whoever managed to save it was lucky, and so on. So just like this, we don't have to go back and forth into different channels into trying to understand what this post was about. But just like this, we can understand the post as a whole. So if you actually wanted to know more about this file, we can go to some of the follow-up questions. These are the suggested ones from StealthMole. So let's say if you wanted to extract all usernames and timestamps that were involved in the posts and the commenters, if you can do that as well. If you're creative, maybe you can type in other questions like what could be some of the possible contents that are stored within the download, or rather sample download link as described within this post. So you can do that as well. So while waiting for the results, maybe I can go on to find more appearance of Moonfrost Tyrant within Telegram. And I can see that in this same keyword of Vadim, which is found here, this person is active within Telegram as well, trying to sell some form of breach data, saying that he's selling high quality government mails using the same Vadim's diary. So maybe from this point, I can save this, and I can also search by this keyword. So either Vadim diary or the keyword within here as well, Vadim Blia, and so on. Okay, let's see if there's results. We'll give it another minute to draw out the results, and here we go. Okay, so some possible contents from my prompt. What the post confirms is that there could be some related ones onto breach forums. Access becomes unavailable. What is not confirmed in the post. So in this case, the AI wouldn't want to be lying to us about what it doesn't have. So the thread provides no file tree, file names, or data schema in this case. But if this was a post that contained a kind of a sample file of a ransomware gang, then maybe it can try to interpret what it may have within it. Right. With this post in mind, we can understand that more of these posts exist out there, and this person is quite a rather an active hacker, but at the same time claiming what he doesn't have as well. So we can take note of Vadim or Moonfrost Tyrant and then try to expand out to see what this person could be capable of, what this person could have attacked into, and we can gain more contextual information using MoleChat. In short, MoleChat interprets the given file of search, summarizes, and translates, and we can do follow-up questions to gain more insights about a given file. And this right now is in a beta version, so it doesn't have a lot of extended features yet. But what we're trying to do is develop into integrating more file types at one go to be interpreted so that we can do simultaneous analysis and do multivariate analysis. And then with this, we can advance this into a greater AI function integration, such as automated report generation, cross-reference to other OSINT resources, and of course, the possibility is just out there. All right, so I hope that was a good introduction to what MoleChat can do, and that is one of the first AI feature that we wanted to showcase. So second one is AI image recognition. So again, we have split this into two sections. We have image caption and similar image search. So what is image caption? The AI recognizes people or the object and index automated caption onto each image so that we can search by text even without any label on the file or its metadata. So let's say, for example, it's an image of a dog with a name golden retriever.jpg or png. Then the caption example could be as simple as this is an image of a dog. So even though the file name itself doesn't have the letter dog, within the image is able to recognize that it is a form of dog with 4 legs. Then it can identify that it could be a dog. Then the second one would be about similar image search. So AI interprets the objects within the image and cross-refers to all of the images available within our database, and it lays out the similarity level in percentage points. Right, let me make a new case. Okay, for this particular example, I'm going to use two keywords. First one, let's use a keyword called missile. So because this is text, if you were to go to any textual resource, let's say if it's some dark web source, of course, it's able to recognize that there's a letter missile somewhere in here. So that's easy, no issue there. And within some of the social media platforms, let's say in Instagram, if there's a ID or post with this text, of course, that's easy as well. But what if there's an image that doesn't have any letters or words in it? This one is still manageable. It has the letter, the word missile within the file name. So that's rather easy to find, as well as the image has the word in it. So with our OCR, it's able to capture that it has the letter in it. But let's scroll down a bit. Some of them, it doesn't seem like it has any form of letters or words that accompanies the image. So if you were to scroll down and see something like this particular image, let's see the file name. It doesn't have to do anything with the word missile. So let me just try that again. Missile. So none from the file name, none from the image itself. However, if we scroll down, our StealthMole AI was actually able to automatically give it a caption by recognizing that this seems like an aircraft, a military plane that possibly with high probability that it's carrying a missile. So we can see that this one seems like the weaponry of a missile artillery, and AI is able to recognize this so that we can search this by keyword as well. So this really expands out how much we can search based on simple imagery search. And naturally, let's try to find out more about this image. So we can see that this was mentioned in some form of deep web upload. And then going on to the second point, there's a second column of image similar. So when we look at the first result, we can see that this is a perfect match, 100%. These two images are identical. So if we were to look at this, a second image which is identical, for some reason there could be a duplication that was found, but we can identify that these two were the same. If let's say they were from the different source, then we can kind of assume that maybe this was being exploited by some other user in some other deep web post. Some person could be impersonating me using my information to post on some other breach forum or some other websites to gain their popularity. And then now going back to the original image, you can see that even though this aircraft has a orientation of facing the left, it doesn't have to be left, as long as we can recognize that this is an aircraft of a similar shape with a missile in this case. This one in particular is looking at the right. This one is looking at the left, but more towards the northwest. And this image is pointing out towards southeast. So what did it base the similarity and the fidelity of its confidence from? Let's take a look at this image. It could be the case that if this image contained the word aircraft or missile in this case, then that could be a simple match of word. But in this case, you can see that in this image, it also doesn't have any image information with word descriptions in it. It's simply a string of its non-English file name, but it can recognize that it's also a flying plane. In this case, it doesn't have the word missile in it, but because this detected that it is a similar aircraft, we can relate this image back to the original aircraft. So no mention of missile, but yeah, recognize that aircraft of similar version. So given that this looks like a similar aircraft, maybe it could be the same. And if you wanted to actually look at where this image was taken, or rather uploaded within other deep websites, you can go deeper into the sources to see who could have uploaded this, where could be the secondary leaks, where it could be exposed out there. Okay, another one that we would like to explain regarding the AI recognition is that it not only searches for similar images by text and not only common objects, we can also find specific keywords and based on context as well. So in this case, I'm just going to do a simple search of North Korea. So again, if it's containing the letters, the words, then that's simple. No issues there. But again, we're going to portray the function of AI in how it's able to recognize the context of North Korea. So again, that's a numerical file name. There's no appearance of North Korea within the image, but the AI caption, the AI is able to recognize that photography of a man in suit with some children, and most likely, this seems like a president of North Korea. So the AI has been trained well enough to actually understand that maybe it's recognized this flag, maybe it recognized this Kim Jong-un's hairstyle. I'll never know. I'm not actually sure of what goes in the black box of the AI, but it is able to derive into the conclusion that this is a background of North Korea's some form of parliamentary building, and we are able to thus obtain information of this image from a simple keyword search. Maybe let's take a look at another one. This one in particular, file name is in Korean, but it clearly recognizes the flag of North Korea. So the applications can go beyond this. Let's say if you want to look at some military uniform, if you're looking to some confidential file with a distinctive appearance, let's say a logo or a color scheme, then maybe that could be an evidence of information. So it could be like logo of, X company, and let's see, man in suit, then this could be a possibility of how to search for the logo of X company being leaked, or maybe being stolen by a man in suit, or maybe someone in, I don't know, the possibilities can go endless. Yeah. So all in all, AI image, we have two portions again. So first one is about AI caption, AI image caption. So users are able to now search for images without any text label within that image or the metadata as well. So this really broadens the search of range beyond text-contained files only, but to images as well. And heads up for this, what we're trying to develop this into is to have audio and video transcripts so that now from then on, you can search the audio or video based on your keyword search as well. And then for similar image search, you can extend beyond current image to find the appearances of similar objects to trace back to its original source. And you can maybe find occurrences of image exploit or misrepresentation if that information is to be stolen from you. Now we're moving on to our last AI feature. So presenting StealthMole MCP. So this is a automated, this will provide a automated summary and detailed insights. How do we do this? Is by having data integration. So StealthMole actually integrates the data sources into Cloud AI with our REST API to draw out the data, and then it can be processed into comprehensive summary over the span, over the limits of what you put in the prompt. So how do you do this? Just a disclaimer is that this is only provided for our paid users with the API keys. So this one won't be available for everyone, but this is to showcase what the function and developments we have for StealthMole and integrations with other AI tools. So within Cloud AI, what you can do, you can first map it out into StealthMole's data engine. So with this, it has recognized our StealthMole data input. And then maybe I can start with a search of based on data substance StealthMole. Tell me about the overall ransomware activities and incidents that have occurred since 2024. Maybe this is a good start. Okay, at the same time, to cross-refer to this, in the platform, we also have a module called ransomware monitoring. So if you wanted to narrow down your ransomware event search, you can go by either locating to country, domain ID, or the date. So far in total, we have 22,000, more than 22,000 victims that have been identified. And there will be the data that is split across the table format so that you can check each and every cases in depth. But let's say if you wanted to look at the overall trend, the statistics since 2024, then what MCP did, in this case, the results came out. Let's take a look. So ransomware activities since 2024. It was able to correctly identify that there was more than 22,000 total ransomware incidents. And then it recognized some of the most active ransomware groups with the group names, some of the established groups, geographic distribution, sector analysis, and so on. So this really nicely categorized the ransomware incidents that have been going on and recorded by us. And it also provided secondary information such as operational characteristics, key observations, and impact assessments. But I actually want to go a step further. This is still quite rather wordy, and I would like to make this into a more presentable format so that I can bring this to my teammates and try to discuss about the numerics and all in one into a dashboard page. So maybe now I can utilize the inbuilt development function within Cloud AI by asking it to summarize it into a nice report for me. Now, summarize the findings into easily interpretable categories, such as by top 5 country and by ransomware gang into an interactive, dark themed, since we adopt the dark theme, to share this information with my team. Right, let's give it a go. Right, so I myself am not a programmer, I'm not a developer, so I don't understand all these scripts. But Cloud AI is doing its own thing and trying to summarize all these data into a nice presentable app. All right, that was very fast. Hey, thank you. So on the left, it has given us a even concise form of information into point forms. But the highlight would be this portion where it has nicely presented the ransomware activity report 2024. So it has an executive summary laying out all the key indicators such as total incidents, active ransomware groups, countries affected, industry sectors, and so on. So we can see that United States in particular is at a critical more than 8,500 ransomware attacks, or rather victims that are being out there. And then we can sort out by the ransomware groups. So as I predicted, Gentleman is actually one of the most active ransomware gangs out there. And then there's Play, Akira, Lockbit, Chillin. So these ones are all infamous as well. You can see sort out by industry sectors. So you can see that they have all these bars within each of them to show the percentage level presented in this way. And lastly, the key insights into summarized point forms. So key threat intelligence, multi-victim campaigns are becoming the norm. Latin American countries are seeing increased targeting, maybe because they don't have a good infrastructure for firewalls or some other preventive measures, and so on and so forth. So it also gives some immediate recommendations. So that was very interesting. It was showcasing how it has integrated the data from StealthMole into its immediate findings. And then we can take a step further into making this into an actionable and insightful interactive report as well.